Writers, today you draft. You have set yourselves up to get a lot done during today's workshop, and I want you to have every spare second possible. Before you go off to write, however, I do want to tell you a little something about starting your arguments so you can begin today's writing with a strong start. I've noticed that when many of you draft essays, you often write your thesis and your body paragraphs first and only later tack on an introduction. Today I want to tell you that I think you are ready to try starting with a draft of your introduction and going forward from there. It won't be easy, but I think it will be important for you to try out how it feels to write that way. And just know that I expect that many of you will probably go back and revise that introduction many times to get that part of your writing to feel right. But I still think that starting off with even a rough draft introduction can help you to gain momentum and passion that will propel you into your body paragraphs. So I want to give you some tips for writing an introduction and then send you off to write like crazy today. I want to teach you that writing an introduction to an argument is a bit like standing at the top of a ski mountain or a skateboarding ramp. In either situation, as you stand at the beginning, you visualize the moves you'll need to make to get to the end. When you start, you set yourself up to make those later moves. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a few of the key moves that an argument writer usually makes at the start of the writing to set him or herself up for what comes later. So listen up because these are important and we don't have any time to waste. So 1, the argument writer is fair. He just can't launch into his claim without giving any sense of the debate surrounding this issue or the different perspectives involved. The argument writer provides backstory on the issue and the debate surrounding the claim so the reader gets the big picture and has a sense of what is coming. 2, the argument writer is strategic. She knows the position she will argue later, so she writes the introduction with that in mind. Perhaps she emphasizes points that she expects the other side will make, already starting to rebuke them lightly. And 3, the argument writer is clear. He lets the reader know exactly what the paper will argue by stating a claim right at the start and making sure that claim is strong and precise. I've made a list of common ways argument writers might begin an argument. Each of these ways introduces an argument by clearly telling readers the claim, but each also conveys some of the debate surrounding the topic. Each one places a claim in a greater context. Right now, I'm going to show you an introduction that I think is pretty fair, strategic, and clear. I want you to look at it and figure out where and how the writer has made those moves. So now take a minute and jot in your notebook, what moves did this writer make to be fair, strategic, and clear? Okay, so I can see that the writer is being fair because it says that tryouts are time-honored and traditional. But remember, to be fair is to describe both sides of the debate. So when the writer goes to the opposite side of the debate by saying that tryouts are not good, that's what makes it fair. So now it's your turn. I want you to read the writing again and identify where you think the writer is being strategic. Remember, when your writing is strategic, you're emphasizing points that you expect the other side will make, already starting to rebut them. So think about, how is the writer already starting to rebut arguments that her opponent will make? Writers, you have written introductions before, so you know that you draft one, find that it doesn't feel right, and then you draft another. Try not to get caught up in making every word of the introduction perfect. Just get yourself going, and as you are writing that introduction, try to visualize what is coming next, so you can set your readers up to read the rest of your argument. Remember, there are lots of ways down a ski mountain or skateboard ramp. The important thing to do is look down before you start and to see the moves you'll have to make. And what you'll need to do right now is to set yourself up. The same is true for writing your argument. Get a rough version down and then move into the body of the essay. Writers, this is your day to flash draft. I'm expecting you to complete your draft by the end of the workshop today. If you recall back from session 2, I shared a chart with you about boxes and bullets, the argument structure. You'll want to follow that same structure as you're flash drafting today. So if you don't recall, you might want to look back in your notes. Okay, writers, off you go.